Good morning, Simon from Life's a Gamble, so let's take a chance. It's been a little while since I've last called in on this forum, but a lot of things have been happening in the background. I've been procuring wood and materials to make a start on chance shortly, which has been a bit of a time consuming job with limited funds. Get bits when you can, store them to one side until we have enough of it to get on and make a good start on chance. One thing we have been able to do over the last few weeks was to have a cover put over the boat so that the boat can start to dry out below, giving us a chance over the winter to get some of the work done on the inside, while at the same time preserving the outside and keeping the weather off, so that we can get on with some of the little smaller jobs on the inside and without fear of getting wet when it rains. One thing it is at the moment is it's been a little bit windy, as you can see, over the last few weeks with the storm that came through and made quite a mess of the place, but it wasn't too bad here in Walton, but it has been in all parts of the country. We've been able to get the boat in a position now where we can get lots of work done over the Christmas break into the new year. But one thing we are lacking at the moment, which would be a great help, would be some volunteers to help with some of the bigger manual jobs, which myself and Trish, my wife, I find a bit more difficult to do because of our age and disabilities. Mine being a worn down hip that's now in need of surgery, but unfortunately the waiting list for hip surgery is quite long and I have to grin and bear it in the meantime. But if anybody out there can give us a couple of hours here and there, it would be appreciated to help with the project. One of the big things with the project is trying to preserve as much of the old boat as possible, but at the same time modernising it. So what's going to happen with Chance, well, we will be putting back as much of the interior as possibly can from the original interior that we took out, reinstating what had been taken out by previous owners, and then reinstating what should have been there all along. The first areas to do will be the forepeak, clean off the varnish, the varnish work off the deck beams and off the deck underneath, which can be seen, well, deck not so much underneath, but the deck you can see from underneath the deck. When we look to it, you can see it's varnished teak deck, but hopefully what will happen in the course of time will be that the deck will all come off bit by bit in large stages, repair the deck beams, and then put the deck beams back in place, put a sub deck in, which will be a 6 or 8mm marine ply deck, which then will be sheathed with epoxy resin and mat, and then the original teak deck will be then put back on top after it's planed down to a standard thickness, taking into account the bits of area the planks have been worn away in certain places and not others. But we hope to go from what the planks are now, which is 1.1/8, down to hopefully 3/4, if that isn't thin enough to remove the bits that are worn away, maybe get down to 5/8, but no thinner than that. Then re-glue that deck back on the original plate, originally in place, and then get it all to make it look like it was originally in place, which will hopefully, what we're trying to achieve is to modernise the deck, make sure it doesn't leak again, but at the same time giving some originality to the deck as it should have been all along. And also we'll be on the hunt for a set of stanchions to go for the boat, which over the period of years have gone away somewhere over in the fullness of time, but we're looking to modernise those as well, bring them up to date, but at the same time use the original design that they were originally, Same will go along with the davits, which on chance were a pair of stern davits for the small dinghy, a pair of larger davits to the port hand side for the owner's dinghy, and one small anchor davit on the foredeck. So they'll be done later in the refit, but if somebody has them laying around and doesn't want them any longer from the original design, just contact me via email or on Twitter, Facebook or Blogger, and let me know where I can possibly pick them up from at a reasonable price. Also, we're going to be in the next few weeks removing the rest of the stern deck on chance, exposing the deck beams across the transom and removing those, because as I've shown you in previous videos, somebody cut the ends of the beams off on the starboard hand side and did not fix them back to the new beam shaft that was fitted, which was a real hatchet job and which will need replacing and renewing the whole length of the boat from the stern right forward to the main saloon where it ends. So that's a one big job which I'm not looking forward to, but will have to be done shortly. At the same time, supporting the starboard hand side of the boat, repairing the last two frames of the boat which are well and truly rotten and will need replacing. So it's going to amount to doing a lot of pattern work from the port hand side frame, which are in position and haven't moved at all, transferring those patterns to the starboard hand side, and then pushing the boat, or cajoling the boat back into position where it will be in the right position again, hopefully, and then rebuilding it from there. So that's what's going to be happening over the next few weeks. I've got the wood to do the framing, the new oak for the ribs in the stern, and also the oak for the deck beams. All this work can be now started and hopefully get on with over the Christmas break and into the new year. And as I said before, if anybody can give us a hand for just a couple of hours over a weekend, it would be appreciated. So if you'd like this video, would like to subscribe to this video from future ones, please by all means do so. And also you can become a patron of the channel at patreon.com chance_1948. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and also Blogger. So that's all for now. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.